Hey, welcome back to Two Bug Garage. It's been a while since we released an episode because we've been a little busy.
Very busy.
Yeah, so we spent this summer doing a big project for an engineering client of the roaming drone, and Shirley got to travel all around the great state of North Carolina. We didn't drive her too far, but we did take her on some of the trips.
We went from the mountains to the coast.
Yeah, and it was awesome. We live in such an amazing state. So here's some drone footage from the project I did, and enjoy it.
Or seats.
We'll get right back to car restoration shortly, right after these brief messages from our sponsor.
The roaming drone.
Hey, I'm Bill.
I'm Kim.
Welcome to Two Bug Garage. We're not real mechanics,
but we play them on YouTube. We live in North Carolina and have two air-cooled Volkswagen Beetles.
One is a 1967 named Shirley Rose, and one is a 1973 convertible named Frankie. Shirley got back on the road in October of 2021 after being off the road for almost 34 years.
Frankie joined our family on Halloween Day 2022. We found her on Facebook Marketplace, and she chose me to save her. This is a story of how Frankie and Shirley became friends, and the adventure of bringing Frankie back to life in her new home. Thanks for joining us.
Welcome to Two Bug Garage.
Now what?
What is the date today? Saturday,
22nd.
It's Earth Day.
We are saving this from eroding into the earth.
Well, I once read an article stating that the Volkswagen Beetle is one of the old Volkswagen Beetle, one of the most recyclable vehicles on the planet because it's almost entirely made of metal.
We're not recycling Frankie though.
Well, we're keeping her running, which keeps her out of the junkyard, or so today Kim did some touch up on the chassis because inevitably when you have a car in a garage, it gets dings and dents while you're putting other parts on. So we just did some touch up. It's looking good, and now we are taking all the engine tin off to start the rehab process on that.
Well,
all right, so we took the fan shroud off. There was a ton of dirt and mud, and you can see some of it went down into the intake. I actually just started vacuuming, and I was like, let me film this. Little remains of a mud dauber wasp there. And then, look down in the oil fill. There's a washer down in there.
poor Frank.
Yeah, so we're going to redo all the engine tin because the paint's peeling on it.
And it's not the right color.
Yeah, and we're going to make it this color to match the other stuff, so...
It's not even the color the car was, though. Like, if it were the blue that the car was...
Right, it's just a blue.
It's just, yeah.
So and everything's really heavily oxidized, or just got rust on it, so we just have a lot of cleaning to do. We're going to go ahead and take the cylinder heads off and... check everything, check the valve springs, the push rod tubes. We might be replacing those depending on how they clean up, but they're not that expensive to replace. And we're going to put new push rod tube seals on it, and then we will check everything on the bottom side. But just much easier to work on this while it's bolted to the transaxle, since we don't really have an engine stand. We do, it's just the car.
Meet our engine stand.
Yeah.
I voice said it and it worked.
So where are we going today?
Sleepy time.
What?
Going to Sandblast. Power Blast. What's it called? Blast Captain. Sleepy time.
That's the Sandman. Oh, maybe I should play Metallica song. So we're taking all the engine tin that we have that was just sprayed blue. I mean, you can tell that the...
Tell them I did scrub it.
So anyway, we're taking the engine tin. Kim really cleaned it a lot, scrubbing on it, and the blue
was just, I don't know that there was a whole lot of surface prep done because a lot of the blue was already chipping off. So we're going up. We have a friend with a blast cabinet. So we're taking this bucket of blasting media, and then we have the engine tin pieces that we're gonna take. We're gonna take these down to bare metal. Then we have a whole paint system from POR 15 that we're gonna do on them to paint them green. Yeah.
This is a tall people speak. You can't even lower this cabinet either. Is this a short people joke?
All right, here. So our good friend David let us borrow his sandblasting cabinet at his shop, which he has an amazing shop.
It was so much fun.
What did you say? It's so satisfying.
It is so satisfying. It's like reverse painting.
Yeah, except it's taking all of the stuff you don't want there anymore off.
I want to go do that again now.
I'm sure we'll have opportunity to sandblast other things. You did a really good job too.
Thanks.
You were so excited. And right before we sandblasted all that stuff, you were scrubbing the heck out of the engine case because it just was so nasty.
I was using my favorite cleaning tool.
The toothbrush.
The toothbrush.
And it's interesting, our daughter's going to become a dental hygienist.
I know, but I do use a toothbrush to clean everything. I have like 5 in the garage.
Well, we wanted to make sure we got all the debris out from the cooling fins on the cylinder heads and the piston jugs. You want to make sure that there's nothing blocking the air cooling, and it's an air-cooled engine. So
yeah, you want all those parts you just mentioned clean.
Yeah. And it's funny because what did the ad say?
Bill, let it go.
300 miles on this.
What do you always tell me?
Engine.
Put it in a balloon.
Yeah.
Let it go.
300 miles.
Bill.
Since rebuilt.
Let it go.
Oh yeah, look at the 300 miles of carbon build up.
Bill, do the balloon thing.
No. I mean, look at that. That's not 300 miles worth of stuff in that engine.
I need you to let it go.
Don't believe the ad. Lesson learned.
It ran when it was parked.
Ran when parked. Then after you got the engine all cleaned, it just was all discolored, and we decided to just paint the case with a high temperature flat black paint. So here you are taping everything up that we didn't want to get paint on.
It's very pretty.
It does make it look good. I mean, it's not necessary, but since we're making everything else look good, might as well do this.
See, it's pretty.
I mean, the case is kind of what the typical nomenclature is for in the VW world. It's your engine case, but most people call it engine block.
It's pretty.
Yeah, looks good.
I'm doing my inspection to make sure you didn't miss anything. Make sure it's painted to my satisfaction.
Yes, ma'am.
Just because you're known as Mr. Engine in these parts doesn't mean
when you have a husband who's a best-in-class engine chauffeur.
Yeah, but when you have a wife that can step on your face.
Oh my goodness.
No, but your engine's the prettiest.
It is nice. I did design it. Put a lot of it together.
Mine's gonna be pretty, girl pretty. Mine's not too girly though.
Well, and I do one of these days want to, I have the old engine from Shirley, and I have no idea, if it's rebuildable, because it's single port 1500.
Everything is rebuildable.
Well, without spending a fortune, but I would like to totally disassemble it and rebuild it myself. So it's a goal.
It's a goal.
I've taken everything else on a Volkswagen apart, and
yeah,
except the
engine and the inside of the transmission.
Well, we're almost there with this one, right?
Yeah. So.
Phil, can you put a little here? Like right there. Just a little more right there, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Well, are you sure?
I'm just joking. I think it's just a shadow, but look how he jumped up to help.
Well, but it's drying and it's flat, so where it's still glossy, it's still dry.
Okay, bye now.
So here's all the engine tin after we got done sandblasting, and you were just making sure everything was ready for paint. And do you know why we had dog shampoo on the table?
I don't know.
That's dog shampoo. We did nothing for the car with the dog shampoo.
Or maybe we did, and it's
Yeah.
our secret.
This is where I was bending the metal back, where somebody had put the fan shroud back on and bent it all up, trying to get it back on the engine. Probably when they did that really nice blue paint job on it.
I am dressed for working on the car today, Bill.
Working on the car. Okay.
What?
You do have gloves on.
Which is an improvement for me, right?
You just look overdressed to work on the car, to be honest with you.
Leave me alone. Just let me stand my part. People made me work today.
This one I just roll Shirley out of the garage. I had her all cleaned up and ready to go to Farmington, which is our show in May.
She's ready to go.
Yeah. So here we are on our way to the show. The weather in May is North Carolina. It's usually fantastic. And this was just us playing around. We holding the camera out the window.
People are always surprised that we use the Coke cooler. Like we load it up and use it.
Oh yeah.
Beep beep.
I mean, Farmington is a great show. It usually is very well attended, and just so happened this year that VW Trends magazine took pictures that I took with my drone and used them in an issue, but we'll talk about it in an upcoming episode.
The thing I'm always surprised about at every show, there's so few convertibles. I always go with hopes that I'll have all these like convertibles to look at for reference and ideas, and then there's just not many of them.
Yeah. Our friend Jay, this is his Herbie reproduction, which is one of the nicest Herbie reproductions anywhere that you'll ever see. He even got invited to Disney for Herbie's 50th anniversary. It's such a cool show.
We have gotten a lot of parts though
Yeah.
at the swap meet.
Yeah.
So we've been, I gotta charge this battery. We've been using Frankie as storage out here. So we got all this stuff that was under it that we're gonna have to reconfigure. Because having a project car takes up a lot of space, right?
Definitely more than just like a side of the garage.
Yeah, so
we are reconfiguring. So moved Frankie. Now we're gonna pull the chassis out and move it further up the driveway, then move Frankie back over and then put her in the garage. Thanks for watching.
We'd love to see some comments. Be sure to subscribe.